Jazz.
Let's get started. Here we go. The quinceañera is built of blood, sweat, and tears. And glitter.
¡Vale, mami! ¡Dale, no te quedes sentado!
My name is Maria, fairy godmother. Why did you guys come to me?
We heard you were the best.
Team TJ, estamos muy contentos de poder hablar con una persona muy especial que se encarga de hacer los sueños realidad de muchas adolescentes y por lo que es llamada la Hada Madrina de las quinceañeras. Démosle la fuerte bienvenida a María Perez, quien viene a hablarnos de My Dream Quinceañera en Paramount Plus. Fuerte aplauso, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
I'm good. ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien, muy contentos de tenerte por acá.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Nosotros también. No nos había tocado hablar con una planeadora de eventos, sobre todo de 15 años. Y creo que, pues como lo dije ahorita en el intro, es algo muy importante, ¿no? En la vida de un adolescente, esa transición de convertirse en una mujer, ¿no? Y antes que nada me gustaría preguntarte, you're a quinceañera planner, one of the most difficult jobs besides wedding planner. How do you get involved in this world and how do you feel to be part of Paramount Plus?
Yo siempre les digo a la gente that quinceañera planning, I didn't find it, it found me. I started off doing quinceañera waltz. Así es como yo empecé. Empecé con mi gemela when we were doing our quinceañera. And then from there, people started asking us, can you do my daughter's waltz? ¿Me puede hacer la waltz de mi niña? And at that time, we would do it, but for free, you know, like, okay, yay. Entonces, ya cuando empezamos a ver que, okay, this could actually become something, es cuando empezamos a hacer valses. But then later down, con ganando la experiencia de cuando iba a esas quinceañeras, hablaba con los vendors y miraba que cómo se movía una quinceañera que era el evento. Entonces dije, okay, you know what? Yo ya estaba dándole ideas a mis clientes when we would practice, and I'm like, you know what? I could transition into the event planning because there were a lot of things missing. Because technically, cuando yo empecé, no había lo que era una quinceañera event planner. You know, you have wedding planners, pero wedding and quinceañeras are two different things. Even though they're similar, hay tradiciones que seguir, y entonces es cuando yo dije, okay, this is my calling right here. So ahí empezó the whole Maria Fairy Godmother. That's when she was born.
Súper bien. ¿Y cómo te sientes de poder formar parte de Paramount Plus?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Todavía lo digo en voz alta y no lo creo. Tengo gente que me manda mensajes like, oh girl, I saw you on TV or I saw you on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, that's right, huh? Oh my God. Like, it's still incredible. But I'm loving it. I would be lying if I didn't. But Paramount Plus did such an amazing job of showcasing the three quinceañeras. Y me encanta cómo ponieron todo like together para, you know, to put this out there, especialmente la comunidad hispana, where it's so relatable to everybody. Entonces, you know, it's not your typical like cookie cutter show where you're like, you know, alguien como una niña mexicana can't be like, well, that girl doesn't look like me. Like, there's someone that you can identify with. And I love it. I love it.
This job involves different areas that you have to work on. Which one is your favorite and why? And which one is the most challenging?
Ooh, wow, that's a good question. My favorite part is trabajando con los papaces. A veces los papaces are like low key, you know, quiet, no emotion. They're always like to the corner. Están oyendo, en todo andan, you know, pero no hablan y nomás están mirando. Entonces, cuando ya tienen como confianza and I break them in, it's like they become like a kid all over again with their daughter. And that, I love seeing that, where, you know, dad's like, todo enojado, no. And I love seeing that, and I love seeing the dad that says, pues yo no sé por qué lloran en las quinceañeras estos papaces cuando bailan con las quinceañeras. Pues digo, pues ¿por qué lloran si nomás están bailando con su muchacha? And yep, the day of the quinceañera, crying, and I'm like, that's always been my favorite part. The most difficult, cuando una mamá está bien, like in her tradition ways. Y la muchacha, la quinceañera, is not so much tradition. Entonces, ahí es donde I need to be creative on how to make them compromise to where they're both getting what they want without, you know, not like this. Como ejemplo, hay muchas mamás que todavía quieren el vestido blanco, lo quieren bien tradicional, y pues ya miramos que el vestido blanco ya casi no se usa, aunque este año and next year that's like a comeback color. Entonces tengo que ser very creative a cómo decirle a la mamá, listen, white is just not going to happen. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Pero si le digo, mira, ahí todavía está la tradición del vestido, nomás es otro color. But now, then I tell the quinceañera, now that your mom let you wear this color, now let's compromise next time your mom's wanting something and you really don't want to do it, like the changing of the shoes. And that's where it gets like, I'm dancing with them, like, yes, no, like, yeah. That's the hardest part, but I work well under pressure, so I love doing that. I love doing that, like, okay, we're all on the same page, all right, let's keep it going.
Y al contrario, ¿te ha tocado alguna vez alguna mamá así controladora que no, yo quiero esto y yo voy a conseguir esto y...
Yes. Oh, pues sí. I mean, la mamá va a querer lo que la mamá va a querer. Y a veces sí agarro mamás es que dicen, you know, I'm paying for it. So lo que diga yo goes, you know. And it'll take a minute to like break them in, pero a veces you just gotta understand que así son, that's their wishes. Y como yo, as a planner, I just have to do that part of my job from there on. I am going to plan the quinceañera and leave it at that, not take it personal, porque también estando en este industry, you cannot take anything personal. So, you know, I mean, yeah. Entonces, you know, I'm like, okay, está bien. No, you know, I won't give you more ideas. Whatever you say, let's do it. So yeah, I've had those moms, believe it or not, they still exist. They still exist.
I know there's a lot of stuff, but approximately how long is the process to make a quinceañera happen?
Normalmente 1 a 2 años. 1 año a 2 años, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Y lo que la gente no sabe es que lo que toma más tiempo son las cosas chiquitas. Como todos saben, pues sí hay que hacer la quinceañera, pues que el salón, que la comida, que el DJ, que el vestido. Pero las cosas chiquitas, that's what takes more planning. And not knowing those little things is what sometimes ends up costing a quinceañera a lot of money.
Claro. Y va retrasando todo, ¿no? Porque de repente, no sé, quieren contratar a un DJ o música en vivo en their book. O quieren ciertas flores y no es temporada de esas flores. Entonces va retrasando todo el proceso, ¿verdad?
Y es lo que a veces uno no da en cuenta. Oh, quiero esta flor. Okay, pero esta flor it's going to be hard to get if we do. And because it's not in season, va a ser más. Entonces uno piensa, nomás aquí you know, let's go to downtown LA and get the flowers. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. Yes. Y también con la música en vivo. Quieren DJ, pero luego la tía y el tío Pepe quieren la banda y yo meto para la banda. And then, you know, now it's like 2 months before and they're like, María, necesitamos una banda. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, here we go. You know, because tío Pepe quiere la banda. Entonces, so yeah, it's a lot of last minute things.
My question is kind of emotional for me. So there's a very motivating episode called Never Too Late, in which you fulfill Julieta's dream at the age of 25. How did you feel to be able to help her? And what would you say to those people who never had their quinceañera?
I actually watched it. I wasn't part of it, but I did watch the show, and I'm like you. I was like in tears. I was like, wow. Lo que like more like got to me the more is que el papá looks like your typical papá hispano. And the fact that he made it so vulnerable, he was out there being vulnerable about his daughter. And I was like, wow, I loved it. I love that they showcased that. And I'm hoping in the future, we get to do an episode, we get to have a quinceañera with the transgender quinceañera, and hopefully they don't have to wait 10, 20 years from now. But I loved it. It got to me like as soon as I saw the dad and the beautiful message that dad gave, it was just like, wow, like you could tell. And you don't see that. And I hopefully for anyone going through that, they could see that episode and be like, you know what? That is me. That is my dad. Maybe it will be all right. It's going to be all right. Because in the end, it's going to be all right.
Maybe you could make my dreams come true. I never had a quinceañera when I was 15, and I always wanted one, but it never happened. And I'm still like, I really want that quinceañera.
You can still have it. People in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, even their 50s are doing quinceañera theme parties, and they wear the dress, y tienen los chambelanes, tienen el DJ, they have everything. And I think that's awesome because it's like that, the episode, it's never too late. So girl, do it. Put on your crown, girl.
I'm gonna be 26 next month, and I'm like, I really want that quinceañera. For my 21st birthday, I did buy myself a huge quinceañera dress, but it didn't feel the same. Like, okay, I have the dress, but I want the whole quinceañera.
Yes. Start planning it, maybe for your 30th.
Maybe.
So we were looking through your social media and your website, and you do an amazing job. And I wanted to ask you, where can people find you if they're interested in hiring you for an event?
Todas mis redes sociales, all my social media is Maria Fairy Godmother. Yo estoy en TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, I'm on there. So I made it easy. So anywhere you could find me is Maria Fairy Godmother.
Y sabemos que también en tu página cuentas como concursos, ¿verdad?
Sí. Incluso ahorita tengo un curso de quinceañera etiquette class. Entonces, again, it comes from me doing hundreds and hundreds of quinceañeras. A veces las quinceañeras se miran enojadas. Y siempre tenía, like, I would have people come, like, especially las tías. Nothing against the tías, but it's always the tías. Mira la cara que tiene, and it's her quinceañera. And I'm like, but I knew their personalities. So it's like, no, that's not her. She's nervous. Everybody, she's nervous, So, I would have to always do this to the kids, like, smile, So this etiquette class is for all the girls that already having that anxiety and that stress with coming terms that they're going to be center of attention. Usually it's not that they look mad or like, sometimes they just don't want to be center of attention, that they shut down. And the way they shut down, they just look like out of it. They're mad because they're like anxiety kicks in. So I know that face, I know that feeling. So en esta clase les voy a enseñar like how to overcome it, exercises to kind of soothe it down, and what to always like have on their mind, when to smile, how to greet their guests, especialmente para los familiares that, they don't grow up with, and it gets awkward sometimes, like, saluda a tu tío Juan, this is tu tío Juan from the third cousin of the cousin of the cousin. You're like, hi, so I teach them how to like be gracious, So yeah, I offer that.
Súper bien, pues ya escucharon a todos los que nos están viendo, pueden entrar a su website que vamos a estar dejando por aquí en la descripción del video, pueden seguirla en las redes sociales para que estén pendientes de todo y no se pierdan el último episodio de My Quinceañeras Dream en Paramount Plus, que se estrena el 4 de noviembre, ¿verdad? Si mal no me equivoco. El 4 de noviembre, perfecto. Pues María, qué gusto poder platicar contigo. Muy poquito tiempo, pero la verdad es que lo disfrutamos mucho. Ojalá después haya oportunidad de poder hablar un poquito, a lo mejor incluso de ir a algún evento que estés organizando para ver cómo es todo el proceso detrás. Y pues nada, muchísimas gracias por el espacio.
No. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, thank you so much.